Thank you so much for having me speak today, or more so having Ruvimbo present her organization today. It's such a pleasure to be presenting For Her Child. My name is Ellen Alda, and I'm going to be speaking on behalf of For Her Child, and specifically For Her Child, founded by Ruvimbo, Mutyambizi. So I got involved with For Her Child last year, and so I've been involved with For Her Child in various different roles and capacities, and that's why Ruvimbo wanted me to speak a little bit about what the organization does and why I think it's so important to support For Her Child. So the mission of For Her Child is built off of Ruvimbo's lived experience of being separated from her son when she was seeking protection in the UK. For Her Child was established to ensure that families are not separated like Ruvimbo was from her son, whilst they are in the process of seeking sanctuary in the UK. Her aim is to acknowledge the devastation her son and other children go through by addressing the silenced crisis faced by refugee mothers and children who are disproportionately at a higher risk of facing family separation in the UK. And as such, they seek to uphold the values of support and assistance in motherhood and childhood. So the problems that For Her Child seeks to address. Foremost, there is a gap in clear guidance of the support that is available for the care of refugee children that arrive in the UK with their parents or accompanied children in the UK. And this means that children who are most in need of stability go without it, as their parents are facing the barriers of seeking a sanctuary for themselves and the family. There's also a lack of policy for families who are seeking sanctuary together in the UK in relation to what happens to their children. Fundamentally, this means that there is a great risk of separation created by this lack of policy. So For Her Child is targeted foremost at women, children, and all families who are seeking sanctuary in the UK and are dealing with this challenge of navigating the asylum and immigration system while also the care of their children, but also the practitioners who are supporting those families who are affected by this silence crisis, people who are making decisions about this silenced crisis, and friends of these families and or the general public who are possibly unaware of this crisis. So the solution. For Her Child has two specific approaches and features to the work that they're doing. They both draw from this community approach, an community interest service model. The first part is this expression packs. The expression packs, they are these aimed at improving the direct access to creative and play resources for children to use alongside of their mothers. It harnesses this power of expressive play between mother and child, and it gives personal power to both. So Ruvimbo has designed these expression packs and seeks to fulfill specific purposes with these expression packs, and with the further development of For Her Child aims to better fit these expression packs to the needs of her target audience, determining how best to fulfill the relationships that she wants to uphold and protect. She also, in a long-term goals, hopes to create these products herself, in addition to designing the actual expression packs. She hopes to have consistent feedback and this continuous development structure with the expression packs so that she can improve the usability of these expression packs and being able to identify the different aspects that need to be addressed in them. Then she has her sanctuary practice framework, which myself I'm a little bit more familiar with, which engages more of the appropriate protective and empowering policy approach. And so this also encompasses how practitioners and researchers might engage with this specific tasks that For Her Child seeks to address. So the big vision of For Her Child is to ensure that children have resources and that women seeking sanctuary in the UK are protected by policy changes aimed at working with her and for her child. So For Her Child adopts this sanctuary practice framework, and does this by adopting the sanctuary practice framework and increases access to these expression packs. While it's formulated in such a way that it's about the women and their children, the vision is also not exclusionary to any particular familial relationships, but it seeks to highlight this unique experience in maternity and in centering the founder as an expert by experience. In particular, highlighting the specific intersectional relationship between women who are navigating the asylum system and the sanctuary system, and women who have children in that system. So the expression packs, Ruvimbo has prepared some photos with the details of what's included in these expression packs. You see here, there's coloring material, festive decorations, novelty instruments, Play-Doh, puppet making, sensory ball assortment, expression games. So part of this aspect is giving tools to expand what these children and these mothers have access to be able to play outside of just the expressive atmosphere, but also in specifically addressing the importance of that relationship and having a relationship between mother and child in the space for addressing their expressions, their relationships, their trauma, and so on. So in the future, she hopes to be able to expand the capacity of these expression packs, both being able to distribute more, but also in how they are addressed and to who they're addressed to. So in the first year of the expression packs, which was in 2020, she was able to fundraise on GoFundMe and distribute 30 of these to families. And we have here 2 quotes from those who use these expression packs. In years 2 and 3, impacted by the pandemic, she was able to fundraise during that period of time. And as such, in the summer, she'll be launching a summer expression pack and then a summer 2022 family plan, family day out for families. And the aim of this family day out is to be able to explore the extent that partners can fund specific ways to make family days out easier for these families. And that's by reducing costs that the family might have to endure during these days out. So partners could fund packed lunches, travels, or tickets with the aim of reducing the cost that these families would experience. Moving more towards the sanctuary practice, Ruvimbo has been speaking at various different institutions and organizations to both, spread the conversation and engage the conversation in different spaces and raise awareness both to the expression packs and the situation that Ruvimbo herself experienced at the intersection between the asylum system, the immigration system, and the childcare system. And that's where I came in. So I met Ruvimbo last year while I was studying bar course, and she recruited a bunch of other bar course students and student lawyers to help her conduct research on this specific issue that she faced and to determine whether or not this is an issue that's pervasive within the system. And as a result of this early involvement, I have stayed on with Ruvimbo for her child, and we have had conversations where we have led to panels that we've spoken on together, incorporating my own PhD research and for her child's work, both in practice and in the research that she addressed through this early project. And it's because of this that I think it's very important that people get involved. The issues that For Her Child addresses speak to the intersection of issues which are constantly being pushed to the periphery. Moreover, the passion and commitment that Ruvimbo has shown when building and developing For Her Child addresses something she herself has lived through and experienced, but also shows an intense amount of resilience in developing and targeting a very specific goal that she wants to see and to improve the experience for other people. So that moves to the emphasis of partnerships. Ruvimbo has described the experience of us working together as being unsilenced through the partnerships. She's seeking partnerships to unsilence the process of loss for children and families. Multiple partnership journeys are essential to challenge this actively silenced narrative, both with individuals and organizations. For her child, supporters already come from different walks of life, ordinary everyday people, students, academics, social action, and advocacy professionals. And this comes from this desire to build up this bottom-up, to do this bottom-up community building, because it's from this bottom-up community building that there's a catalyst to progressing ideas and overcoming the very specific institutional barriers that Ruvimbo herself encounters and that people who are seeking sanctuary in the UK experience. So the volunteer support and partnerships that she is seeking, primarily, initially there's this aspect of taking part in the research, both as a researcher, but also in coordinating this research. And then there's the building the strategy, drafting collaborative and clear and informed plan of how to better protect families who are being silenced and by the lack of policy. And finally, in addressing the silence crisis, which is about this advocacy and advancement of the needs of children living in the UK, irrespective of the social group of the child or mother. So here we have a QR code that will lead you to a website, both to sign up to volunteer, but also to join as a partner. And this is how Ruvimbo would really like for people to get involved, engage with this bottom-up community building, volunteering, and joining in partnership with her. And that's how I got involved. I hope I have convinced you how incredible and inspired Ruvimbo's organization is.